So, if you by chance happen to see my last video, this may already be obvious to you, but I want to reiterate this topic and dive just a bit deeper on why AI music generation isn't just AI bad, but also represents a total shift in the dynamic of creating art. And I want to explain this in a way that everybody can understand. In order to create music naturally, there are a multitude of steps that you have to take. The initial creation process of making music begins with brainstorming and creating musical ideas. This could be melodies, harmonies, rhythmic ideas, or a combination. It can be quite vague, but brainstorming and coming up with ideas is the gist of it. After that comes creating a tangible form of the music. This could be almost anything. A recording on your phone by playing an instrument, a mock-up of the musical idea in a digital audio workstation, or a quick musical score that features musical notation, etc., etc. For example, this score here is a piece that I wrote and had recorded during my undergraduate studies at Berklee College of Music. It's a piece for chamber orchestra, and it was my first time working with harp. You can see the written score here with musical notation, and I've created this in a musical notation software, which is a form of digital notation that also allows me to hear the music being performed in real time using MIDI. This software is called MuseScore, by the way. It's completely free and pretty accessible, and although it doesn't have the full extent of all the features you might see in a paid software, it's pretty good for what it is. Tangible music creation could look like this instead. This is a program called Logic Pro, which is a digital audio workstation, or DAW for short, and it is an excellent tool for digital music creation. In here, I use MIDI and audio sample libraries from recorded instruments, as well as synthesizers to create music in real time using grids that are based on pitch and time. I can write the music itself, pick out instrumentation, and produce all in this software. Once the track is done, I would export it out as something like an MP3 or a WAV file to have a finished track. You could also use something like this on the fly. I use this piano app on my phone to essentially jot down ideas when I come up with them, provided I can somewhat play the music in my head on this tiny little screen. I'm not a piano player, but it's easy enough to record a quick bass line or a melodic idea. The other most obvious way to make some tangible music is just to record you and your friends having a jam session, like this one I did back in college. Once you've created the music and have a tangible audio form of it, digital or live or otherwise, you can get into post-production, which involves mixing and mastering. Mixing is basically the act of balancing all of the instruments in specific frequency ranges, adjusting volume, adding effects, and creating a balanced sound between all of the musical elements. Mastering is the act of giving the finished track a coat of polish and making it sound clean, compressed, and consistent across different listening devices and speakers. So, taking all of that into account, there's a massive elephant in the room when it comes to how all of this relates to AI music production. AI music artists typically aren't actually making anything. They type in tags of their choice into a prompt and have the AI generate a result using the tags and any other information it is provided. The AI does this by taking all of the training and info in its database to synthesize something. Almost as if the AI music artist is a client asking the AI to make the music. Indeed, people who use generative AI for music making are essentially just clients telling the AI what they want to hear. It is actually quite similar to a client coming to a composer like me and asking for some music to be made for a business or for personal interests. When you realize this simple fact, it actually becomes quite laughable in a way. The so-called future for composers and music producers that is being pushed is essentially just being a client and asking another entity to do a majority of the work for you, which doesn't make sense at all, considering that the point of a self-governed artistic endeavor is to be creative and then bring that creation into reality via your own hands. And yet, we're being advised to essentially entrust our process of creation to an AI, causing us to lose a very significant amount of control over that process for the sake of speed and efficiency in creation. This is the business model behind generative AI software products like Suno and Udio. Efficiency and speed taking precedence over true creative expression. The value is in the effectiveness of the result, not the process. AI is a useful tool, but for some reason, we don't get to control the process of how it is used. I hope you can see how this is just strange and frankly kind of dystopian, all things considered. It's essentially taking away the musical career and art form away from people and turning them into business clientele instead, while passing the torch of musical endeavors away to the AI. And as a composer, I simply don't approve. Art should be left to natural beings, and I don't think that's a controversial statement at all. I don't believe in this so-called evolution of artistic creation that is being facilitated by unnecessary and agenda-backed technological advancements and business investments. I hope that gets my message across. Anyway, thanks for watching if you made it all the way here. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like, sharing it with your friends, or subscribing for future musical related content. And leave your thoughts about AI music in the comments section, as I'd like to hear what you think about all of this. That's what I wanted to say for now. Stay cool, stay informed, peace out.